Take Sparkle out of that duplicate form again, and Edison holding onto this Death Blossom. It's looking like he wants to offload it, but instead it's Doha's time to try and make it work. Edison comes back into the back line, and it's going to be set up nicely there by the Atlanta Reign. Still winnable potentially for the Dallas Fuel, but actually, I take that back. Fearless is going to be made into mincemeat. The support line down, not a winnable fight for them. Still holding on to the point. Dallas now want to be going in and starting to engage with the cooldowns that they've got left. Doha pumping in the damage of those Hellfire shotguns. Just walking over the opposition. And the Atlanta Reign forced to disengage from this one. Wonderful attempt there from the Dallas Fuel there. Great disengage even after losing Sparkle.
Yeah, they actually
coming through. Now the Coalescence just about fading, and it's a better one from Dallas. They did flip the point. Dallas now have to play into this, and the Death Blossom is going to be cleaving through them once more. Jexa goes down, and it's set up enough damage that the Atlanta Reign are going to be dominant in this team fight. The overtime definitely burning here. Dallas Fuel unable to really contest with the pieces they've got going for them. So round number 1 will eventually be going their way, as Fearless will just trade his body out onto the point in the final moments.
Incredible beginning to this match from the Atlanta Reign.
Soaking up a bit of that damage. Sparkle having his free reign, honestly, as well. Able to pump in those sticky bombs. And now with Massa gone, that's the dive engage coming out from the Dallas Fuel. They recognize that they can definitely follow up and clean up the rest of this team fight when they were missing their Lucio.
Fantastic response from Dallas there.
Primal will get it off. Now it's going to be trying to separate the backline. Iris using that fade just to get away, but he's faded right into danger as Doha will offload that Death Blossom. That's more than enough for them. Sparkle's really just not letting up in the slightest. Wants to get this finished. Kill there. Now the Coalescence engage comes in ever so later. Iris so low. Opts to use the Coalescence to try and turn this fight, but they've already lost Gator and Massa. I don't know about that one, Josh. That is... might be coming back to bite them here. 90%.
His primal rage might just knock them all off the point.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I mean, he's just forced to face into the damage here. Sparkle tearing through them again. Look at that. The sticky bombs come through. Last minute duplicate there onto the Diva. And the Atlanta Reign not going to be winning out this round here. That's 100-0 to the Dallas Fuel. An incredible answer back, honestly, from them, as the rest of his team. And the Atlanta Reign, it does kind of put pressure on them because they can't play around this corner. Sparkle, I mean, he just bashes his fist into Iris. Could not withstand it in the slightest. And now the engage goes further. We'll get punished there for a little bit of hubris, diving into the backline, trying to take out Pelican. But ultimately, it is a team fight win here for the Dallas Fuel. And we've seen Spargo on this Doomfist so often. Pelican? Okay, moving the duplicate. Oh, he cancels the Coalescence! What is that? You've got to be kidding me! Meteor Strike down may have just turned this fight for the Atlanta Reign. Oh, the presence of mind in that moment. Jexa still, though, trying to continue this team fight there. The soundbar was committed. Finally, Pelican's going to get taken out of that form. No sticky bombs from afar. The beam gets the D-Mech. What a ridiculous clutch from Pelican. And this guy, I mean, people are heralding. Yep, another Coalescence. Now to Death Blossom. Edison, though, he's susceptible in that Death Blossom form.
Just got into
range. Pay for it with his life. Yeah, he just about managed to avoid a lot of that damage coming through. Dallas still trying to fight this one. They got the kill onto Massa and Edison. With that Coalescence on top field, it's just about to fade, most likely. Pelican still holding on to it now. Now going to be offloading it again. Changing forms into the Diva, just trying to build up one of those South Destructs. The punish comes through, the bomb to the back, just trying to contest up onto the point as well. Nobody really wants to approach Pelican, just in case they get within range of that recall damage. He's going to get D-Mech, though, eventually brought out of the fight, and it is a slow grind here for the Dallas Fuel, but eventually they are going to be able to take this. And they burnt it. Fire comes through. The Atlanta Reign continuing to try and put pressure onto them, and Edison is going to close this one out, surely with that one. 2 kills for him with the Death Blossom. Might be able to get this D-Mech as well on top. Just going to be trying to put the bodies now onto the point to keep this one going. The Atlanta Reign, though, wrangling it back from the jaws of defeat. Not going to be able to do much outside of that Doomfist. Oh my god, Sparkle actually getting a bit of airtime there on the staircase. Yeah, with the seismic slam still. The point is they have to touch. The Atlanta Reign have to touch this one. They're committing both the supporters to do so now. Rolling deep onto the point. The Atlanta Reign are finding all the advantages in their hands now. Iris with a perfectly timed fade. It's going to be dodging a lot of that damage that's coming through from the South Destruct, and Fearless, one of the last ones standing. It's going to be chunked down. Can't do it in the Primal Rage form. This is looking like the Atlanta Reign holding strong here and taking away map number 1. What an insane. Yeah, you can see him charging up the punch straight into it. They get the engagement onto him, get the stun, but not the kill. Doha goes down, though, in the midst of that one. Now the Coalescence is coming through from both these teams, but again, Sparkle's going to be going down. There's a lot of that damage coming through the Atlanta Rain. You can see how durable, how brawly this composition is. The Dallas Fuel trying to find those openings.
Even with that, thanks to a nicely timed aggression by Hawk. Now they have some decent ultimates to work with. I think it's going to be quite hard for Atlanta to get good value here again, because this is where Dallas, they control the high ground, they can go for aggressive defensive plays at these chokes, and yeah, Atlanta were never really in this fight.
I should say the Self-Destruct gets an immense amount of work done there, and there's Sparkle right up into the uppercut meteor strike as well. His team is backing up. He's going to get stunned up against the wall. Still trying to make it work, though. Doha obviously building up these Self-Destructs nice and quick. That's going to be easy peasy for him. Someone needs to save Sparkle here. I can't believe he's going in, engaging even deeper into this one. He's so low this entire time. He's been playing on the... It's going to start burning the Dallas Fuel as they're trying to push into them. Pelican using that Death Blossom just to cut in a bit of that damage now, but Doha's going to be evening it up there with the tri-shot. Now still trying to take this fight. They've got a lot of presence onto the point. That Self-Destruct is good as well. Fielder gets caught off on the side, tried to hide on the staircase. Won't be happening. It's all up now to the remnants of Dallas to try and turn this one. See the duplicate coming out. Doha moving over to the Diva form as well. And as the spawners come back in, it is going to be the hold here for the Dallas Fuel. Just a couple of seconds extra, but that damage is all they need. And now Pelican just making it look easy from the skies. Beaming down Jackson. Not going to be having that Lucio. And Atlanta Rain just looking larger in charge now, cleaning up any sort of presence that's happening onto the point. The Self-Destruct comes over. Kai caught. Didn't have that Ray form available to him. Could be an option here for Dallas Fuel, but unable to get the bodies on to keep that going. I mean, they've managed to stabilize it. Now the Amp Matrix comes up onto the high ground. The damage boost. Pelican searching for these flank angles, but Dallas Fuel, it's an intelligent play from them. Straight through the building. You're going to be really just diving onto the backline there with the Coalescence as well. And that has bought them the opportunity they need now to capture this point up.
Very nicely played. Dallas are almost unstoppable though, Brent. When they play Doha's duplicate and double tank ultimates, Dallas have everything they need to do to win.
He's going for it. He's trying to chase him down. Oh my goodness. Right down into the drink almost. Another little slash there onto the Valkyrie Mercy. Macedo is going to get that res up, so Gator back into the fight. He's going to give them a decent chunk of health to work with, but not for much longer as he's bursted down straight into the skybox as well. Mass is eventually brought to his knees, and that is going to be the Dallas Atlanta Rain. How are they going to be trying to engage back into this one? Pelican moving over now to the Doom Fist. It's a bit of a stall pick, but they punish him adequately here, right into the side of Volskaya. Finding that one pick off for them, they removed him. He was the biggest threat, honestly, to try and get themselves back into this one. Deadeye from afar, Kai forced to cancel it out. Or maybe didn't really get any value at all from it. Dallas still holding on, and you can see the damage they're doing. Just so methodical in terms of their decision-making of which targets they want to be diving onto.
Yeah, this is phenomenal stuff by Dallas Fuel. They're losing a couple of percentage points of health.
Kai,
he's popping heads, but surely this isn't doable for Atlanta. They barely have anybody alive, and the blade comes out from Sparkle. He finishes them the way that he began.
Well, Jackson with a slightly better one. Self-Destruct over the top, not going to be receiving any sort of kills for it, but now the overtime is going. The Atlanta Rain in desperation. Probably not going to be enough. Pelican sends over the Self-Destruct. But unfortunately, 2 kills for him, potentially turnable. With Gator so low. Pelican's still in the fight. Self-Destruct to push them all the way. The Atlanta Rain, they just don't have the bodies for it. And that's going to be the overtime stopped without even getting a tick.
Phenomenal.
50% in counting. Field are so close to this Coalescence, and Dallas, they realize it. They're going to get this so much faster than the opposition. Fielder, so close. Kai goes down before it's even online, and now finally the trigger is pulled. How are you going to be offsetting this? Well, you're not. The Atlanta Rain pushed off. Unfortunately, it's Edison, though, who stepped a little bit too far forward. The Dallas Fuel opening things up, but evened out quite nicely there as Pelican with the sticky bombs will take out Jexa. Still staying alive, but it's going to be that Coalescence built up. Irish just about getting his online, and now he's going to be building it to try and save his team. But it might be too little too late with the Primal Rage coupled on top. The Dallas Fuel have got all the damage. Is all they're working with, and that is just Winston difference right there. The Primal Rage to knock Gator off the edge. Oh my word. Mass obviously holding onto this sound barrier. Might not be wanting to use it for the engagement, but Doha's going to be leading it in his boobs into the back line with the Death Blossom set up for the damage being done. The Death Blossom from Edison, actually. He didn't get punished out of it, but eventually he will. Not before removing Doha from the fight, but even still, the air. Soundbar into match. Pelican! Oh my goodness, that was actually Hawk's self-destruct. Excuse me, but Fielder punished nevertheless. Finding that pick-off, absolutely huge for them. The Atlanta Rain coming in, I believe, potentially with the double self-destructs, and at that point, there's no way you can run.
And Fielder can't fake, then just retreating.
All eyes on Edison here with the Death Blossom. Jex just a little bit too late with the boop. Doha going to be answering with one of his own, but that just makes him all the more weak now to those Hellfire shotguns. The self-destruct over the top round the corner will not be helping them out. A lot of the members of the Dallas Fuel. Sparkle is going to be using that self-destruct to clear through the point, and now look at that, the Coalescence is able to get a ton done there as all their positioning was forced into the choke point from that initial self-destruct coming through. Really well played there from the Dallas Fuel, eventually breaking through this defense of the Atlanta Rain.
But he's in another flank. Do they know he's here? They do.
Tucked himself into the corner there, but the Atlanta Rain are winning this one. Big advantage when it comes to the ultimates here. For them, still the Dallas Fuel, the ones who are turning it again. You can never count them out. Pelican needs to be dealt with, though. He's still been putting out damage on these off angles. Doha eventually bringing down Hawk in the end. I cannot believe that, losing 2 finish line.
Pelican.
Sparkle remaking up onto the high ground. Pelican so close to that duplicate. He's so low, he gets taken out by Hanmin, and that could be the killing blow. The Dallas Fuel pushing forwards now. Only a couple of players left standing for the Atlanta Rain, but no one's able to contest.
Weak in that team fight, but the tanks were able to peel sublimely. How are they going to deal with Pelican getting right up in their faces, though? And they take out Sparkle just as he was about to get to his duplicate.
Massa goes down as well, though, but its Jex are going to be falling off the back of this one, and yeah, no Ray form now for Doha. Just being battered around here by Pelican. Sticky bomb. Self-destruct comes over, though, and the Atlanta Rain, they want to keep fighting this one. Got a bit of a health advantage, but look at that bomb. It's so good from them. Hanbin just pushing them all backwards, and that is going to be the Death Blossom on top of it. Doha, an absolute monster. Just gets them time and time again. Forces Doha to use that Ray form just to try and back off to the rest of his team and survive, but it's the Atlanta Rain who have found the opportunity there. They're going to be collapsing onto the backline of the Dallas Fuel. Lovely little approach from them now. They do have 3.5 minutes ready, and now we see it being utilized. Iris just trying to, again, heal his team up through that damage, but it's so difficult when the ultimates are committed into it. Self-destruct comes through, and that was from Hawk to try and push them away from the point, but they've already lost 2. The DPS is no longer up here. It feels inevitable here for the Dallas Fuel to try and hold on.
Personality.
Those were some
Way too much damage. Almost breaking down the Dallas Fuel as they're trying to still take this fight further forward. But again, it's the big ultimates coming out from Doha. The DPS on the Dallas Fuel coming alive. And how many times has Doha saved his team now in this map alone with these Death Blossoms? It feels like it's been every other. Split a couple of these teammates up here. Hawk sends in the self-destruct. Doha wasn't really quite ready for that. Maybe didn't have the Ray form, obviously, to try and dodge that one. And it means the Atlanta Rain actually get a pretty free capture. I think the Dallas Fuel probably would have liked to have fought that a little bit longer. It's going to connect onto a bunch of targets. Dallas Fuel might have the health they need to try and stave this one off, though. Sparkle comes in, the duplicate bomb. It's managed to catch Pelican, and now Gator is just trying to batter them away, but he realizes you got to give this fight up. They're on him straight away. The Ray form is used. Edison going down to 100 health, has to back up around the corner. Doha as well, stopping them from pressing just even that bit further around that corner once more. The Dallas Fuel in control of the point. You see the Death Blossom being used in the backline here. Pelican going to be assuming the form of the Reaper here. Okay, did manage to get the 1 kill, but the Spawner's coming back in here for the Dallas Fuel. The Mines as well. Not even going to let them touch. We see a last-minute sound barrier coming through from Massa as the stall heroes are picked up now for the Atlanta Rain to try and at least stay into this map, but it will not be enough.
But now they have to resist this Coalescence coming out from Fielder.
Yeah, neither side wanting to let up just yet. The Coalescence is used. Fearless will get dropped here. Jex are following as well. You just can't really overcome it. It is so hard to play into unless you're really going to be playing purple. Holding on to it for now. Now the soundbar from the Atlanta Rain just try and stretch this fight forwards. Jexa, I think, were trying to beat in the middle of that, or maybe used it just a little bit beforehand, but taken out regardless. Still Sparkle with the 2K with the bomb. It does not even matter. Edison with 3. Still holding on. It's hard to tell if they want to try and look to engage. They're kind of squaring up to it, but Edison brought down. He was hiding around the corner. The Death Blossom to try and push them off. It's done its job, and yeah, instant. Going to be straight into the drink. The Dallas Fuel. They've got those self-destructs online now. We're going to be sending them traded out on either side. The teleport! Doha tried to dodge it. Wasn't able to do so, just a little bit late off the mark with that ability. And the Atlanta Rain, well, they've got all the picks they need. That's going to be enough. Jex are going to be answering back with one of his own here. So the Dallas Fuel, they've got the health they need to try and take this fight. The Coalescence forced out by Iris here, and it might be enough to try and turn it, especially the Pelican is still putting in the good work there. Maybe not enough though. Massa falling in the midst of this one, and now the Coalescence from Fielder. It's a much better one, it's much later. A great self-destruct to force it backwards, and Fielder goes down. Can't fade away in the process of that one. Still, the card is going to catch on to at least one person. Now the Coalescence to try and keep Hawk back into the fight. To be enough. In fact, that bomb as well forced the line of sight back, so Iris gets nothing done with it, and Doha, another big ultimate from this guy. He's come up so big, and yep, down to the final few. No one's really punished. This is where they punish. Yeah, and now they're just trying to step onto them. And look at this, Pelican comes in on the flank. Wonderful damage. That is ridiculous to stay into that fight with 100 health. And he's put in the work once more. Yep. Has the Death Blossom. Now he's going to be utilizing it, Edison. Did not have the Wraith form again to escape from that one. No defensive cooldown. Sparkle moving over to the Reaper here. This push is going to keep going. But in the overtime. And now it's with the sound barrier, but only onto 2. Dodging the self-destruct that comes in. Edison looking prime now to try and stop this one. And the Atlanta Rain can be quite pleased with that one. The Dallas Fuel not getting to the end point here of Rialto.
Of the flow of ultimates. Atlanta are going for really hard engages like this, but this time it works out. Can Doha peel? He almost does.
Doha just putting in so much work. That was looking so good for the Atlanta Rain, but it's almost been evened out here. They're still alive. Now the tank line of the Atlanta Rain is trying to at least get this kill onto Jexa, but I think he just escaped with his life, and the D-Met comes through. Primal Rage on Gator. He's desperate to try and hunt for a kill or something, but Doha's really trying to press the issue there. A wonderful, but he's battered back. Not able to get value out of it. Still the Coalescence of the Atlanta Rain keeping them alive, and Doha goes down. That self-destruct! And Ben, are you kidding me? Laid it on top. They had so much trust in Gator's bubble to stop the damage coming through, but it's not enough.
Get through this.
Eating up a lot of the damage coming their way. Edison comes through, and that's the kill onto Fearless. The punish comes through. The Atlanta Rain with only 7 seconds remaining. The contest still coming through as the Dallas Fuel are chucking the bodies at the point, but it's not enough. The Atlanta Rain just about squeaked through. Oh my God, was that close?
That was insanely close. Edison was the player of the team fight there. He was
time for Fielder to build up the Coalescence of his own. Now that's going to be unleashed. The Dallas Fuel coming back into this one with vengeance. Looking to try and finish up this team fight, and they're going to hopefully do this one now with the Death Blossom on top. The Atlanta Rain, okay, a minute remaining. Really just being pushed to the distance. It is so difficult, you can feel. The Ultimate's committed, the Fade forced out here. Fearless completely removing Iris from this fight. They're not going to have any healing, and that is going to be it. The Dallas Fuel, what an engagement. Sensing blood in the water. I don't know what the go button was for them, but that is going to secure them the map, and that is going to secure them the series 3-1. They're going to be moving forwards into that grand finals here for the June Joust. And yeah, it's a situation this team has been in many, many times, it feels like now.